In this video, I am going to discuss whether or not I think that Taylor Swift can continue her enormous surge of popularity in 2023 into 2024. First of all, a lot happened in 2023 that made that year stand out more so than other years. We're going to go through a quick history. I'm not going to go through too much, but 2006, Taylor releases her first album, and she starts to get fame throughout that into 2007, 2008. In 2009, her singles Love Story and You Belong With Me make it to the top 5 of the Billboard Hot 100. One of those songs, can't remember which, even was able to get to #1 in Australia. And by 2009, she was able to actually go on tours, even though she had just graduated from high school. She was actually able to finally start touring in 2009 and do the Fearless tour. But the crowds were small, and she was in smaller venues. As a matter of fact, she wasn't even in those bigger venues predominantly until the Rep tour and especially the Eras tour, because at this point her fame is small. And 2010 Speak Now. The Speak Now tour was more successful than the Fearless tour, but Speak Now didn't really have that many iconic songs. It just didn't. At the time, it wasn't exactly her most popular album. Red was when her first #1 song came in 2013. We had We're Never Ever Getting Back Together, and that was, her first Hot 100, and her fame was going up. The Red tour was certainly the most successful, but 1989 really changed the whole scope of the game because, even at the end of 2014, she would still be having major success with Blank Space and Shake It Off both being #1, and by 2015, Bad Blood is able to get up in there, and the 1989 tour is very successful, and she begins to become, this is when she begins to become one of those biggest artists of the century. She starts to become a contender for that. Then we wait, and by 2017, we do finally get Reputation. Although only Look What You Made Me Do was able to make it to the #1 on the Billboard 100. And Rep Stadium Tour was her most successful. They even had a concert movie for that one. Not as successful as the Eras movie, but they still had a concert movie. They actually will be going away in a few days. 2019 Lover, all the singles make it in the Billboard Hot 100. But initially, none of them achieved #1 status. Many of them get really close to get top 10, top 5. None of them actually make it to #1. And Loverfest had to be postponed and canceled because of COVID, which leads to Folklore and Evermore, where in 2020 she gets 2 singles on the Hot 100, Cardigan, and also Willow sneaks in and is able to surpass All I Want for Christmas Is You during peak Christmas season. That's saying a lot, because All I Want for Christmas Is You, 2019, every single year after around the holiday season, it always makes it to #1. But even that could not stand up to a new Taylor Swift album. But again, throughout 2021, her popularity, kind of stagnates. She's already built up this huge fan base around herself, but she wasn't releasing music for a while, and Fearless Taylor's version didn't exactly make the charts the same way that some of her other albums did. You have Red Taylor's version, which came out at the end of 2021, and I will say All Too Well Tender version did definitely peak on the charts, but besides that, there's nothing special about it. 2022, you have Midnights, which is where she begins to come back into her scope of fame again. In October 2022, and you do see Anti-Hero top the charts. But her big fame came mainly in November when she announced the Eras tour, which started in March, which is one of the biggest tours that we've seen in history, and that's what she really transcends everything. You have Speak Now Taylor's version released in July, which again is kind of a flop, but 1989 Taylor's version, you see all those songs get into the top 10, and you have Is It Over Now peak the charts. And during this time, Cool Summer was on top of the charts until it was dethroned by a 1990 TV song, and it came back. And Taylor Swift became the most streamed artist of all of 2023, despite Post Malone looking to be the front runner for most of the year. Now, I will say that that Flowers was the biggest song of 2023, and it was by Miley Cyrus. So it's not like Taylor Swift had like an iconic song of 2023, but her major tour, she was in the U.S. from March to August, then she went to Mexico, and then in late August, then South America in November, and now she's going to cross the ocean before she comes back in 2024. My question is her fame level. So right now, she's like one of the most top artists right now, and a lot of it does have to do with the fact that she's on this big tour right now. 2024 it's going to continue, but with her being away, her fame is going to be diluted from the U.S. a little bit. I'm also not sure what she's doing during a break. Obviously, she's going to Chiefs games. We'll actually get into that in a little bit, but there's still a lot of stuff that you know, has to go in this Eras tour. But like, is she going to be writing a new album? If she is, it's going to increase her fame more than, like, say, Rep TV, because I don't think Rep TV is going to be that successful, to be honest. The same with 1989 Taylor's version was. That's just my personal analysis on it, though. Also, finally, speaking of that, so Taylor Swift broke up with Joe Alwyn in March. Joe Alwyn was a lot of the inspiration behind the Lover album, and they were pretty serious about it. They never actually got engaged, which Taylor and Travis want to do. They started dating like September, and now we see Taylor Swift at all those Chiefs games, and we can even have this like NFL Taylor's version thing going on. So it's actually been like pretty important, and they could be getting engaged to start off 2024. Like, this marriage is actually really possible. Like, they could actually seriously get married, and honestly, she's probably more serious than Joe Alwyn about this. And Travis Kelce's fame, which is honestly pretty significant because he had won 2 Super Bowls, Super Bowl 54 and Super Bowl 57, is only going to surge as a result of this.